Well, yeehaw! It's the Texas Hill Country BDR-X route reveal and movie screening for the first time ever tonight. I'm your host, Derek Roberts, and of course, I am joined by Bryce Stevens, co-founder of the BDR, co-route architect of the Texas Hill Country BDR-X, and my co-pilot for the evening. Bryce, great to be here, man.
Yeah, good to see you.
So this route is, quite simply amazing to me and as someone that's in the BDR community, because 12 months ago, we had the Big Bend BDR-X, and now here we are back in Texas just a year later. How did we get here, Bryce?
Well, it's kind of surprising because I was working on this route in the background. I didn't think we'd have two Texas routes back to back. I really thought this would be spaced out. But we came across the right people. The situation just just fits, and we wanted to get this to market sooner than later. Didn't want to push it out, and so here we have two Texas routes back to back.
Well, we're going to get into it here a little bit about the history. We're obviously going to show the film. We're going to talk about some routes in development. And also, we've got some pretty huge giveaways from our sponsors tonight. So we're going to talk about all of that. But while we're waiting here, let's just give folks a few minutes to sign on to the broadcast here. We want to welcome everybody that donated, everybody that rides BDR. Awesome to have you here for tonight's world premiere of the Texas Hill Country BDR-X. Hey, Bryce?
Hey. Glad to have everybody here.
Yeah, so obviously it is 6 p.m. Central Time, and we're just getting started in Texas. We are broadcasting live from the BDR World Headquarters, but we do want to give a special shout-out to Caliente Harley-Davidson because we have a few friends down there, right? A couple of guys from the route, Rich and TJ, are in live attendance. So hi to you guys.
Hi, guys.
Hope everybody is there enjoying the evening and getting ready to watch this film for the first time. So I think we gave folks, a couple of seconds to sign on here. Let's dive into the route a little bit.
Okay.
We mentioned it's only been 12 months since our last foray into Texas, and also mentioned Caliente Harley-Davidson because there's a gentleman down there by the name of Rich Gibbons who helped bring this to life. How did you get connected with Rich?
So Rich is the guy I was talking about that really became instrumental with this and helped us get this evolved further and ready to go. So I had been working on this route for a while. I'd been bouncing ideas off of Rich Plank, who's one of our ambassadors, and he had some really good ideas. The route was coming together, but I still needed some sort of validation to get this thing over that next level. We're always looking for that local team that we trust knows the routes and the roads down there as well as anybody.
So important.
In this case, somebody down there wrote a book about adventure motorcycling in their region, and I kept coming across it as I was doing research for this route. And one day I'm talking to Ross and Richardson on the phone, and he says, hey, I know this guy, Rich Gibbons, who wrote this book. I'm like, oh my God, I've been trying to get connected with this guy for a long time. And so Rich patched him in on the call at the time. And I said, hey, Rich, what do you think about joining the team and helping us develop a Texas Hill Country BDR-X? And Rich said, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. So anyway, he joined the team. He checked everything, threw out some ideas I had that were a little, they weren't going to work. They were a little extreme. And then the route came together. And that's why I said, we've got this thing ready. Let's not wait. Let's get it out there.
Well, and get it out there indeed. So if you're watching this on the BDR website, ridebdr.com/Texas Hill, you now have access to download the tracks. You also have access to donate to tonight's special pre-launch opportunity. So let's just talk a little bit about, for those folks who haven't seen us on social media, received our newsletter. Tonight only, Bryce, if you donate $100 or more, you will get a Texas Hill Country BDR-X map. Okay. You'll get one of the route decals. You'll get this special edition Ride BDR Texas t-shirt, which has both Texas routes.
It's a cool shirt,
on the front of it.
Yeah.
And you're going to be entered to win one of 3 prizes, which we will announce the winners to tonight. And these aren't like run-of-the-mill, like, oh, you get, a pair of BDR socks or anything like that.
No,
right?
These are nice gifts.
These are pretty heavy-hitter prizes.
Yeah.
So on tonight's prize list, if you donate, again, $100 or more, and you can do that right now at ridebdr.com/Texas Hill, which you may be watching this broadcast in, you will be entered to win either a Cardo Pack Talk Edge. So there's going to be 3 winners tonight. You could also win a Revit off-track to H2O jacket, which is incredible. And speaking of both of these, you were in Revit gear for the route. They're a sponsor, obviously, of the route.
Yep.
You also rode with the Cardo Pack Talk Edge. You'll see these both featured prominently in the film. And the grand prize for tonight, you can get a training at Austin Moto Adventures. This is a $2,000 value. And you actually had the chance to do some training with the guys down there, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. They went through, we only had a limited amount of time, but they went through a lot of the things they cover. And I can say it's very professional, and the skills they teach are super valuable for any BDR,
Right.
let alone Texas Hill Country.
And just an awesome facility, which we will see featured in the film, and we'll get into that a little bit more. So my last call before we reveal the route, $100 or more, you get the map, you get the route decal, you get the Ride BDR Texas t-shirt, and entered to win tonight one of 3 incredible prizes. So with that said, Bryce, I want to take a look at the map, but first I gotta let the audience in on a little secret here. We're gonna try out some new technology, right? And we pride ourselves on these live broadcasts because they're supposed to be fun. You never know what could happen, right? So if the broadcast fails, we'll put the film up, but we want to try to have some fun tonight. So why don't you grab that microphone here?
Okay.
And I'm gonna send you to your new position.
Okay.
And you can go on over there. And we're going to try out for the first time tonight our new green screen effect.
Hey, I think the green screen is going to work. I don't
There
know if
it
I
is.
will, but we'll
That's
see.
it. So, Bryce, you are standing in front of the Texas Hill Country BDR-X. This is the first time we're revealing it to the public. Let's go through it here a little bit. Take us through the route.
Okay, this is a 650-mile route that circles through a large area known as the Edwards Plateau.
Yeah.
This specific area to the west of Austin, San Antonio, is known as the Texas Hill Country. And then as you can see on my screen here,
That's it. Work that body position, Bryce. You're doing good.
change arms here. This down here you guys can see is probably San Antonio. And I apologize because a small amount of the route is actually cut off of the screen here. So just a little bit above the Willow City Loop from Llano north is cut off on this photo we're using. But Austin International Airport is just to the east right here. The town of Fredericksburg is right here, and Llano is just up here, just off the screen. Both of those are great places to start this loop.
Yeah.
This loop is divided up into 4 different sections. Each of them are fairly long. I mean, it's 650 miles. I mean, 4 sections are quite long. The sections aren't supposed to be days per se, but they can be in this case. I think the route's going to be able to be ridden in 3 to 5 days. So, Llano, Fredericksburg, and if you fly into San Antonio, you can start a little bit further to the south down at maybe Bandera.
So tell us a little bit, Bryce, obviously 650 miles, but there is, on this route, there is a decent amount of pavement in addition to dirt. Yeah. So you said probably 3 to 5 days. You think that would be your recommendation on this?
I do. I mean, we took a lot more time filming. That's just the way it is. We have to stop a lot. But, I'm trying to picture it as just riding it. The riding's fairly fast. The paved roads, they're single lane paved roads in the backcountry. So you're not talking about highways and two lane roads. They're not striped. This is really fun stuff. And when I say it's fun, I mean, this is the hill country. It's hilly. And so you wind up, it's twisty. You're undulating up and down, moving around. But at the same time, the dirt roads and the paved roads are fairly fast.
Yeah.
So you could probably pull this off in 4 days. That's what I would plan for.
So while we have you in front of the map there,
Yeah.
Bryce, did you have any, I mean, I know it's always hard to pick, right? But did you have any favorite sections of this route?
Yeah. I will say the Willow City Loop is known for its wildflowers. And so I thought we were going to be going through this flat area with flowers and fields all over the place. And it turns out it's a gorgeous canyon. There's a lot more to it than just the flowers. It's actually a really amazing place. And then you descend in and start doing some of these water crossings that Hill Country is known for.
Sure.
And so I'd say the Willow City Loop, the Twisted Sisters, they're paved and yes, they're highways, but there's a reason this area is known for road riding, right?
Absolutely. And, you and I were talking a little bit off camera. There's obviously a few things that are unique to this route that we will get into in just a second. But I also want to chat a little bit about, we mentioned Rich, but we had a pretty fantastic team on this route. And let's just bring that up here because there's some people that deserve some credit as well.
Yeah. Yep. You'll see. Gosh, see. I'm getting lefts.
You're
and
doing
rights.
good.
I will say my regular day job is not a weatherman, so this is tough for me. But anyway,
you got the hair for it though, dude.
You can't see it. This here is TJ. He's with Austin Moto. Younger guy, was a big part of the team. So fun. Anne Marie was second camera on this filming expedition. She was a fantastic addition. We had so much fun hanging out. Michael, of course, everybody knows Michael Bilecki. He's lead camera, was director on this. He's our routes manager. And then myself, and then over here you can see Rich Gibbons. And then I'll try to switch here. That there is Justin. He's with Harley Davidson. And I tell you, that guy's a hoot, was a great team member. Overall, we had such a great crew, a cast and crew. It was so much fun.
It was, it's a fantastic crew, and that comes through, obviously, in the film here. So, Bryce, let's bring you back over off of the green screen there. And, hey, big shout-out to Bryce. We gave him 4 minutes of training before we put him in front of the green screen there.
I failed miserably.
I know. I think you did pretty well. It's good to have that reference point for folks, though, and that's the first time that anyone's really seen the route. So
yeah, right.
We hadn't had a chance to show that off yet. That's part of tonight's release. And again, if you donate $100 or more, you get the full map, and we won't cut off the top part like we did on the green screen.
Right.
So there's another incentive. Well, Bryce, let's talk a little bit more about the route, and we're going to get to the film here in just like 3 or 4 minutes. So, folks, stand by for that. But let's also talk maybe a little bit about some of the things that made this route special. And we talked about the crew here, which is pretty great. Now, what about some of the water crossings? And this is you on the Harley-Davidson Pan America. Shout out to Harley again for supporting this route and putting Justin Kleider in the film. Let's talk about some of the water crossings. They're pretty frequent on this route.
Yeah, I don't know the number, but it's got to be 20 or 30 of these things, and they're different. Some will be concrete, some will be boulders, some will be dirt. All will be slippery.
Yeah.
So, and I'm talking whether there's just a trickle of water in it, or if it's up to the axle on your bike or higher, which can really happen in this area. It's a lot of fun. I like water crossings, and I think everybody else will like these too. But you got to take them serious. Yeah. Even the easiest ones. In fact, I would say the easiest one we crossed on this trip was the most treacherous. After we went through it, every single one of us said our bike slid.
Yep.
So you just got to take it dead straight, watch the speeds and no inputs.
And these are the water crossings that there is no, they come for everybody, regardless of how good of a rider you are, right?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
And I really love this photo, too. And again, shout out to Michael Bilecki, who took this. This is a great one of a water crossing here. So that's something that's pretty unique. We talked about the team, but something else that we don't find on any other BDR route to this degree, which is probably pretty surprising for people. There's a lot of exotic animals. I don't even know what this is, but
I don't either. Actually, it was funny. We found a lot of animals. Ostrich you can pick out, and the longhorns, which are, really impressive, way bigger than you think they are. But then you come across things like this. I think we saw some impalas. I don't know, gazelles. Those, something in that category in the film. I think Justin called one out. I don't know if he was right, but some of these exotic animals with names you've never heard of,
which is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And then from the exotic animals to the more mundane, which you will find pretty well featured in a lot of places in Texas and on this route. Of course, I'm talking about barbecue.
Yeah. And you'd be surprised at the selection at your barbecue counter as well.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And listen, when you're talking about a fun route that's got a great mix of pavement and dirt, it is definitely big bike friendly. You get your friends together, you go out, you explore some small towns, you ride some great roads, and you have some barbecue. That seems like a pretty good recipe for success.
It's absolutely amazing. And I will say, I think Michael put it correctly. He says it in the film. This is almost a big bike required route.
Sure.
And I'm glad he said that because, you know, a lot of our routes, you could ride it on a bike of almost any size. As long as it's plated and has knobby tires, you can go.
Yep.
But because of the fact that this one is a little faster and you know, has a lot of corners, it's like you really want a big bike. It's the big bike is almost required.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And so there's a couple more things that I want to share with folks before we move on to the film here. But one of those, of course, is just another reminder that tonight, if you donate $100 or more, you will get the Texas Hill Country BDR-X map. You'll get the decal. You'll get the BDR Texas t-shirt, limited edition, and enter to win one of 3 incredible prizes, which are the Cardo Pack Talk Edge, the Revit Off-Track 2H2O jacket, and the training with Austin Moto Adventures, which is a $2,000 value. So pretty great package just for supporting something you hopefully love if you're tuning in.
Yeah.
Right?
Donate and get a chance to win.
That's it.
Do it tonight.
You know, we do have that promotion going for folks who want to donate $100 or more, but this is where we also like to remind folks, too, that any donation helps. So we understand that a lot of people are in different parts of their lives or may have donated in other capacities, but this is what helps keep BDR going, and this is how we're able to offer free routes to folks. This is how we maintain the infrastructure that keeps them updated. And listen, it's no secret right now that the motorcycle industry has seen a little bit of a slowdown, and we have felt that a little bit in our corporate sponsors here. Hopefully it's just temporary. We expect it to be, but we do rely on individual donors like you to make sure that BDR keeps running here. So again, $100 or more tonight. If you donate that, one of the things we will send you is the Texas Hill Country BDR-X map.
It's a cool map.
It's a great map. So I'm going to go back here to our office camera, and just before we get ready to roll the film, we mentioned 2 folks who are in the film here, and TJ and Rich, who really were instrumental, Rich in particular, in help bringing this route together. And, you know, just because they are watching live right now at Caliente Harley Davidson, I couldn't help it, fellas. I've never met you face to face, but Bryce tells me that this is going to be okay. I just wanted to say that you guys are some good eggs. That's all.
It's funny. This was described as a compromising position. These guys laughed so hard after they got down there and stuck their heads in the
hole.
Oh my
listen,
God.
That again is just kind of all part of what BDR is about. At the end of the day, we want you to get out there and enjoy these routes.
Have fun.
Yeah, and while you're enjoying them, it gives you the opportunity, obviously, to support the independent businesses that are in the towns along the way here. So with that in mind, Bryce, we've got the donation going right now. We have all kinds of stuff in the pipeline here. We're going to talk a little bit more about some tips for riding the route, future BDR route releases. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we release this film for the first time ever?
I wanted to just, we talked about the exotic animals, we talked about the water crossings,
Sure.
and we talked about barbecue. But I just want to say, the towns and the people of this area is a good reason to get down there as well.
Yeah.
It's not the most challenging route we have. That's definitely true.
Sure.
But the culture is a 9 out of 10.
Yep.
And places like Lukenbach, Texas, that people have heard about before, amazing. The little towns, I don't want to even run them off, but we stayed in a bunch of those and met the people and went to the restaurants there and met the locals.
Yeah.
And it's just Texas Hill Country is, I think, emblematic of the rest of Texas. I mean, it's Texas hospitality.
That's it.
It really is.
Yep.
So.
Well, that's a great shout out, and one of the reasons that so many people continue to ride BDR year after year.
Yeah.
And one of the many reasons that we're thankful for the support that everyone offers us here. So speaking of support, as we roll the film, we want to give a big thank you to Austin Moto Adventures, Harley Davidson, Revit, and of course Cardo for being the presenting sponsors on the Texas Hill Country BDR-X.
All right.
Should we roll the film?
Let's roll the film.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna do the very first Hill Country BDR-X, which is about 600 miles, takes us about 4 days. And we're gonna see the best of the Texas Hill Country.
Through my research and putting a route together, I kept coming across this guy, Rich Gibbons. And we started talking about the possibility of this route. I asked him, would you want to be a part of this? And he gleefully said, absolutely.
Back around 2000, I bought a KLR 650, and I would go out and explore all the roads. And I wrote the Hill Country Ride Guide so that other riders would know where to go. That's how I came to do all this. Was I bought a KLR 650 and said, where can I ride?
With the loop structure, it really allows for more flexibility. It's a shorter duration. It gives you an opportunity to really get your feet wet with the BDR experience.
I'm excited for you guys who've never ridden in Texas to see what we really have down here. Scenery it's something special, and just the good old-fashioned Texan hospitality that you'll experience out there.
I've spent a little bit of time in Texas. I was part of the Big Bend BDR-X expedition, and that was my first real experience on an adventure bike in Texas, and I just absolutely fell in love.
If you want to get into adventure riding, this is the perfect place to start. If you're going to come do this and you're new to the sport, come through Austin Moto Adventures, come ride the level 1 and 2 course, go through the 2.5-day course, and you'll be totally comfortable when you leave here to go out on the BDR.
Today was one of the first times I've ever ridden one of these Harley-Davidson Pan Americas. This morning I got to ride one for a couple of hours and put it through its paces, and I really hammered on it and played with the ride modes and everything. I'm super excited.
Right off the bat, he had us doing like tight turns, and I started to get the hang of it pretty quickly, actually. Like, that bike handles really well. I just had to learn all the things about it.
I'm just real excited to get out there with this awesome group of guys and get some good miles in and enjoy our time together.
The Texas Hill Country BDR-X is a 650-mile loop in the heart of the Hill Country, crafted specifically to enable riders to enjoy some of the finest adventure riding available in all of Texas. The route travels through historic places such as Lukenbach, Texas, Enchanted Rock, and Bandera, the cowboy capital of Texas. It features delicious Texan cuisine, including some of the best barbecue you'll ever eat. You'll experience charming historic towns, Texan hospitality, and beautiful scenery. The riding provides a feast of sweeping curves, epic pavement, fun dirt, exciting low water crossings, bump gates, wildlife, and more. The Texas Hill Country BDR-X can be ridden in 3 to 5 days, and while it can be ridden year-round, it's best enjoyed in spring or fall.
I love being a tour guide and introducing riders to the Texas Hill Country. I think this is a wonderful place to come ride a motorcycle. You're coming here because we want to ride, we enjoy riding, but we also want to experience the people and the culture of the area.
So Justin, up here, we're going to be rolling through what's called the, Llano Historic Railroad District. We're going to pass by the Dabbs Railroad Hotel, where it was a popular stop for travelers back in the day, including Bonnie and Clyde.
Texas Hill Country BDR-X. Super stoked. This is the first taste of unpaved riding we've gotten today.
These water crossings have the potential to flood pretty severely.
Honestly, every time I come through Sandy Creek, there's something different. I was just telling these guys, you just got to be prepared to, conquer anything that comes your way.
Oh, check this out on the right. Looks like we got a wild game ranch.
Wow, that is so cool. That is like a white albino oryx or something.
And I love rolling over a hill and there's a giant Texan flag just flying in the wind, and you know, the beautiful hill country and the oaks in the background, and Texan hospitality is something you got to experience for yourself.
All right, so here's your best view of the entire valley right here. Isn't that nice? Man, that is so pretty, so pretty.
So good, just passed an ostrich. That was kind of exciting to see in the middle of Texas, so far so good.
Excellent. Glad you came?
Oh, by far, one of the best experiences ever. The auction is an awesome event. I think I've been doing it for 3 or 4 years. We both combined our bids to where we got a chance to come out with your crew and the guys from Austin Moto Adventures.
We decided to bid on this one because you get a slice of Texas that you haven't seen, and that's why it's a good time out here, especially in the spring.
Unbelievable to ride through here and see how green it is. And the blue bonnets, yeah, they're starting to pop up here and there. I bet it's gonna be perfect here in a couple days.
So TJ, we're gonna stop for lunch in a little bit. I'm starting to get the tummy grumbles, and I've been hearing something about Enchanted Rock.
It is one of Central Texas's cooler state parks, in my opinion. It's kind of a giant granite dome out in the middle of the hill country.
Enchanted Rock is incredibly beautiful. It's got a lot of slick rock on it. Looks like a lot of the stuff in Moab, but it's just another beautiful part of Texas along this fantastic route.
TJ, where are we at and how's the ride been so far?
We are at Enchanted Rock State Park. The ride today has been amazing. We've had a little bit of dirt, quite a bit of pavement. We've seen the state park. We've gone through some water crossings. It's been an awesome day so far.
It was really nice to meet you guys. We got to hang out over the last couple of nights, and it was really fun hanging out and riding too.
Wish you guys the best for the rest of your adventure, and happy spending the morning with you. Thank you.
German immigrants came down here and they settled in these towns, and we have names like Fredericksburg and New Braunfels. And so when you go through these towns, you'll see old stone houses and churches that are 100 years old, maybe older, and they're still in use. The plaque up there, 1906 is the plaque above the door.
Oh, my day's been awesome. I love, riding these country roads and county roads like this. You come across these really old, probably 1880s, what do you think, 1890s buildings?
Yeah.
They're still standing. It's pretty amazing. The stonework on these was all done by hand, so you got to give it to them back in the day.
I'm really excited about giving more widespread exposure to my backyard and the year-round riding opportunities that it provides to the dual sport adventure riding community.
Doss is a little community. We're, 20 miles or so northwest of Fredericksburg. And so we got a nice little bonus, a little Easter egg, place where you could stop, get a cold drink, take a break, even buy some gasoline if you need it.
Oh, that's the front of
we always hope that our visiting these areas actually do have an impact in the long run. And I certainly think that bringing more people through will put them on the map.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be slick. There is water, cool. Just be careful guys, post straight across.
The roads aren't gonna be hard, they're gonna be rock, mostly limestone, some sand, lots of low water crossings, but they're twisty enough, both pavement and dirt, to keep things really interesting the whole time.
So we are in the thriving metropolis of Luckenbach, Texas, made famous by Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings with their song Luckenbach, Texas from the 70s. Population of 3, and their saying is everybody is somebody in Luckenbach, Texas. So behind us, there's an old dance hall, like the 1800s.
And the story is Willie Nelson would come out over here and play in his younger days on Saturday night. And then on Sunday, he'd play checkers with Hondo Crouch, the guy that owned this place. But this is just a really cool place in Texas.
I got a Kit Kat drumstick ice cream. It's very frozen.
That's been real nice.
Here you go. This is so different than being in a city. You come out here under the oak trees and get a little live music and drink some root beer.
All right, here we are, leaving historic Fredericksburg, day 2.
We left Fredericksburg this morning, and today we're transitioning to a different eco-climate. Yesterday was lots of granite and stuff. Today we're going to get out into the limestone. We're going to do some excellent pavement on the 3 Twisted Sisters, and we're going to do some good dirt in amongst the 3 Twisted Sisters, what I call the 3 Dirty Sisters. So we're going to get a taste of all that today.
We just rolled out of Fredericksburg. We're on our way Center Point Road. Really scenic, lots of elevation change. Just had about 6 to 7 deer run across the road right in front of us.
Paulie was the reverend for the chapel here, and he and his family, they built this chapel by hand out of the creek that's just nearby. They used chisels, and these stones are massive, so we wonder how they got them up there, but it's a really beautifully crafted structure.
1882. And it's well maintained inside. My adventure riding friends. God is great, beer is good, but people are crazy. Riding dirt bikes is the best.
Yeah, we just became family right away. You're on bikes all day together. You're on the cartos. You can actually have conversations on your moto while you're riding. And Rich knows everything about the area, so you get all his historical info and his bad jokes.
Just rolling into historic Bandera, Texas here. So hey TJ, what are you thinking about that new Pan America?
For me to get to ride this 25 for the first time on the Hill Country Tour, it's just so obvious the amount of work they put in over the years. I love it. I really love it.
The attributes that the Harley-Davidson Pan America brings to the table are sport bike performance, sport touring capability and comfort. It can handle technical single track trails if you're an excellent rider. And so to be able to bring that triad of performance into a route like this, I think it's gonna shine.
Just passed through the Hill Country State Natural Area. It's a really beautiful, like 5,000 acre park with a lot of horseback riding and hiking trails. There's some campsites there as well.
We were talking about when and why you moved to Texas.
Yeah, I moved to Texas about 4 years ago. We've just really fallen in love with the Hill Country.
I think I counted 10 different towns, it might even be more than that, that we're going to go through in this in this route. So I'm excited as much for the places as I am the riding itself and the scenery.
County's coming out here and improving this road. Not improving it for us. Obviously, it doesn't make it more fun on an adventure bike.
This is a kind of route where if you want to just go have a really good time and just enjoy beautiful scenery and fun twisty turns, this is a great place to start.
The thing about the route is there's nothing that technical. The terrain is moderate in sections and easy in most of them, but what you're really here for is to experience Texan culture, and it's a special thing, I think.
Apparently this road here is called Twisted Sister. It's very fun, it's very twisty, as you can imagine. Some elevation gain here and there, lots of scenery.
We just turned off of FM 336, I believe, which is one of the legendary Twisted Sisters routes.
Yeah, it's really pretty right here.
Coming into Camp Wood, and that was super fun. You're like in a canyon, it's beautiful, colorful, kind of white rocky, super windy and fun. Like that, I was really feeling it on the Pan America.
All right, so the ranchers need to get to their properties and they need to come through this road, but they don't want their cattle to get out. And so they put these swinging gates. The challenge is they just come up with their trucks, they bump it with their bumper, it swings open, they drive through. So we're going to talk about the technique of how to properly get through a bump gate without it swinging back and knocking you off your bike. You're going to put your front tire against it, give it some revs, let the clutch out. And when it does, it's going to start pushing the gate open. Once you've got enough of a push, it's going to swing open. And then you turn your wheel to the right and you get through. If you've given a really good push, your buddy behind you will get through.
So yeah, TJ, I've been sweating it about those bump gates all day, dude, and that's the most fun I've had all day. You want to give it enough of a burst of energy to get it moving. You want to stay in that friction zone to be able to control your bike, because if it's coming back at you, you want to be able to try to get that front tire against it so it doesn't hit you.
I enjoy those, and that's something that's super unique to this area. I've never come across a bump gate. That's the first time here in the Hill Country.
This, I would have to say, is most likely the most moderate of our routes. Certainly the most big bike friendly, and in many ways I would say it's almost a big bike required in a way. While you could ride this on a 250 and still have a good time, this route was just designed for big bikes.
We're in Camp Wood at the Cowboy Motel, and at some point we're going to get checked in, and then we're going to go find a local restaurant, get something to eat.
It was hot today, but really cool, like super varied riding.
About 190 miles a day. It's a really good mix of pavement, really good pavement, and really good dirt.
People said the hill country is hilly, and there's as many good curved roads here as anywhere else in the country. It's awesome.
And here we are in Camp Wood for the night. Got a cute hotel to stay in tonight, as long as we can find a place to have dinner. The day will be complete. Ah, this is cool. Not a lot of food options, but they do have barbecue, so we're lucky.
You know?
Some brisket, maybe?
Well, it's so heavy at this time of night, you know?
Okay.
I do love it, though. I do love it.
So tell me that spread.
Like, I wasn't born here, but I got here as fast as I could. There's a reason for that.
This used to be a gas station, actually.
Oh, well, you know what? It looks like an old 60s gas station.
It was a golf gas station.
Well, what were the buildings back here?
These are all new.
Are you going to get a hot tub? That's what we want to know. Can we get a hot tub?
Hot tub. Oh, no, I'll have to ask her about that one.
We're looking forward to today. We're going to get lots of good dirt, a couple really nice water crossings. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait.
Good morning from Camp Wood, Texas. The crew is just rolling out. We had a tasty breakfast this morning. Everybody's got full bellies, and the promised rain is just threatening. It has not arrived. Still, I'm feeling like we're pulling aces every stop here.
A lot of the times the counties, they don't put a bridge across a low water crossing, and so the water will flow over the concrete. They'll put right through the bottom of the creek, and the water will cross that, and algae will grow there, and it's incredibly slick.
The key to these is to maintain your speed. Any sort of sudden change in speed, whether that's braking or compression, that's when those tires come unglued from that pavement and concrete, and that's when your bike is going to slide out.
And we were just having a deep conversation about how those of us that end up in the motorcycle industry getting to do stuff like this, we just love the ADV community so much. It's such a special segment of motorcycling that feels just so much like family.
Because adventure touring puts you into remote places, it often puts you into uncomfortable temperatures and climate situations, generally very long days. I really do think that the company you choose can make or break your experience.
That was fantastic. I gotta imagine that's about as good as it gets around here. Had to have been about 6 or 7 water crossings. So I can imagine those can get a little bit deep after a good rainstorm, but man, that's some of the best riding we've had so far.
So we got a bump gate here. TJ's got it. He's gonna make some room for me, and I'm gonna punch right through.
So I'm gonna give it a little bit of a bump and then a bigger bump. And then that should be enough for Rich to get through.
We just got off of what Rich Gibbons refers to as Bumpgate University Road. We had about 10 to 12 bump gates. It was a lot of fun riding with Justin and Bryce and Rich through all those.
And I stalled it. Good Lord, that's heavy as shit. And that is heavy as hell, man.
Well, originally I thought when I went to Bumpgate University I was like a B student, maybe a B minus, but right now I think I'm at a C minus. It's a little generous. Okay, it should be.
Uh-oh. Oh no. I'm coming. Oh, that was funny.
If you find a gate open, you leave it open. If you find a gate closed, in this case, this one was closed, we rolled through. We're gonna close it behind us. Some of the bump gates will be open, just so you know.
We just came down into this super cool canyon. We are somewhere just after Junction.
I think what's different about this route is it's not as remote as some of our other ones, but you still need to be self-sufficient. Make sure you take training. You've got what you need to fix flat tires, carry first aid, carry an SOS device or a sat phone. Just having the right gear and the right setup, I think, is critical to having a perfect ride.
We have year-round riding in Texas. So when our neighbors and friends to the north are all snowed in and their riding season is over, it's prime riding in Texas. It's in the fall and the spring, and most notably in the spring, when you have some significant fluctuations.
The end of our day 3, and today was about 200 miles. Yesterday was about 200 miles too, so I think we're all pretty pooped. 6:18. We still gotta figure out where to eat. What a cool looking town. Getting ready to head out. It was an interesting night last night. Not everybody had a good night of sleep. We had a really strong storm.
If you catch this route on comfortable weather with a good forecast and dry roads, it's really an easy route until it gets wet. And when the weather changed today, I felt the complexity of the route really stepped up. You got to be on your A game when the weather changes.
As you can see, we're dealing with a little bit of rain. Something to keep in mind out here riding these roads is we don't get a lot of water, so the roads are already going to be slick.
2 days ago, it was 102 degrees, and today it's 50 degrees and rainy, so it's chilly. So I guess everything is bigger in Texas, including the temperature swings.
I'm just checking out this really pretty old church. You're gonna come across these churches quite a bit out here in the hill country. They're always interesting to stop and look at.
For us being on the route and being so close, this is our backyard, and it's special that we get to share it with, a whole group of people that probably wouldn't have known about it otherwise without backcountry discovery routes putting a route together like they did.
A guy named Randy started the place. It's a hangout for locals. The motorcycling community has discovered the Castell General Store, so this is a popular spot. There's some good paved roads coming from Llano that come over here, and there's some good dirt roads that we're obviously riding for the Hill Country BDR-X. So it makes a great stop. You can get you a refreshment. They do have a cafe. You can get you a burger or a club sandwich, stuff like that. Out of here, this compromising position,
This is
all right?
a little weird.
That's funny.
We just had a really nice stop at the Castell General Store. This is a really classic stop for motorcyclists out in the hill country. Come get a cold drink and a good burger.
The last 4 days, we have literally had all 4 seasons of the year. Today, it's got to be about 48 degrees. It's been sprinkling on us on and off. And all the dirt is wet. And oh no, Clyder's going off the road. All right, glad we got that on film.
We're doing Flag Gap Road, and his bike kicked up a rock and it hit my windscreen, and here's the result. Luckily, I brought tools.
It's that time of the trip where I just start to realize that everybody's been flowing and gelling so good. we're about to have to say goodbye.
I think there is enough to see, enough to experience, and I think some of it's going to shock you. Now we can have people come to training and we can take them right on a killer ride through the hill country. And it's honestly the perfect ride for our beginner riders that come through training. So I'm so stoked about it.
I mean, this is rolling territory. There's a lot of elevation change. Yes, it's going to be one of our easier routes. If people are looking for that, this is their route. And even if you like the technical stuff, come and ride here. This is fantastic.
It's almost the ideal introduction to adventure riding. If you're mostly a street rider, you're gonna be right at home on all these twists and turns, and you'll get used to the dirt pretty quick and get that taste of what adventure riding is.
We want to be outside of our comfort zone so that we can find those deeper, more important places in our beings, in our souls, where we feel free. And BDR is a great community within the community to be able to have that introduction to what we do as adventure riders.
Woohoo! Heck yeah, we're finally getting some Texas barbecue.
This is a classic pit barbecue place here in Llano, Texas. That's one of my favorites. You guys are in for a treat. It doesn't get much better than this.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the business right there?
That's the business.
I've been waiting the whole trip. Amazing.
All right, just like that, a couple days ago, we left as mere acquaintances. We'll be friends for life.
There's a lot of scenery and there's just enough good dirt. It's a fun place to ride. There's some great people. That's the kind of reaction that I'd love for people to have, to say, hey, maybe let's go to the hill country and enjoy that.
So overall, this route was it was fantastic. It had a little bit of everything. You know, we have a full BDR-X ready to go, and it's legit. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to share it.
Time to ride, baby! Woo!
Tell us first what's going on with your hair. Oh, this is helmet hair right here. It's better than what Rich got under that hat.
What hair? What hair?
I think I'm like being you. Yeah. I was like,
He said we can rip it, but not rip it too much.
So we can rip it and rip it good?
What kind of beard oil do you use in your beard?
You got something in mind? I don't know, man. It's all natural.
but right now, we're just gonna go ahead and cut this little corner right here, and we're gonna head on to the rest of the route.
It's just standard.
Justin, in your opinion, do you think you should do the soundtrack to our film?
I'm guessing that the answer would be no to that. That's not a good idea.
Banner day.
What's up?
Come on over. Oh, buddy.
Yeah, totally. Oh yeah, no, I know. Yeah. We won't use this audio. Don't use this audio, Michael. So. It's Christmas.
It is. Before I came here, I went to the doctor and he said, don't eat anything fatty. And I'm like eggs, sausage, like this place? He says, no, fatty, don't eat anything.
You forget your hair gel at home, you got parquet spread.
As you can see, we are dealing with a little bit of weather. So something that's, thanks. I'll start over.
Oh, sorry. I was filming and I forgot to turn right.
Okay, so you want me to talk about the Twisted Sister? Very fun. I saw him in concert back in, God, a long time ago. It was early 90s, something like that. Favorite song, I Wanna Rock. They're really good.
Wow, you guys are pretty.
I tried to get it to come on and wouldn't do it. Yeah, I must have done something wrong. It says it's got plenty of power. It was my bad.
Nope, that's data.
Yeah.
That's data. The battery is dead.
Oh, the battery is dead.
Yep, you're correct.
Okay.
So,
Can I shut it off?
God, Bryce, that looked like so much fun. You know, I saw the film obviously before we ran the broadcast here, but I never would have thought of Texas in that. You know, Big Bend I've been to is my favorite national park, but Texas Hill Country, that's pretty special, man.
It's really special. We had such a great team. I hope that the film shows how much fun we had. I think it's a great film. Kudos to Michael and Anne Marie. I just think it was the personalities that made this film for sure.
Yeah, that was just a ton of fun to watch. I can't wait to have the chance to get down there and ride it myself. While we were running the broadcast, we were, of course, monitoring the chat, and a couple of things came up. One is we referred to this as a big bike required route, but that's kind of in jest, right? Obviously, you can ride a smaller bike on this route.
You can, and yes, it's one of the faster, easier routes. You could ride it on almost anything, but maybe a 50cc scooter, but and it would be fun on almost anything. But I just think that the character of the route means that adventure bikes are really fun.
Sure, you will definitely have a blast on an adventure bike. It'll just be like any other BDR, a different type of an adventure. If you're riding a TW200 or even my old DR350, that thing has seen some better days on the highway. But, a good point there. You know, another thing that came up is camping along the route.
Yeah, so dispersed camping is not something that really can be done here because almost all of the land adjacent to the route are private lands and farms.
Sure.
So you're not going to pull off on some side road, even if it goes through, and camp because you're going to be on somebody's farm. So the good news is motels in the area are abundant.
Yep.
And there are state parks. On the map, we highlight them. They're great, really nice state parks like we're in Enchanted Rock and Colorado Bend, and there's a number of others that are big. The only problem is you might need to make reservations ahead of time, but great places to camp.
Yeah, and of course, you know, some people are going to want to camp. Some people prefer the hotels. This route is obviously great for both.
Yeah.
Speaking of camping, I do want to just touch on the best seasons to ride this, but first I do have to give our obligatory last call for fundraising here, which is if you donate $100 or more tonight to the BDR, you will be entered to win a Cardo Pack Talk Edge, a Revit Off-Track 2 H2O jacket, and a training with Austin Moto Adventures. Plus, anyone who donates that amount, you're going to get a map of the Texas Hill Country BDR-X. You also get the route decal in this special edition BDR Texas shirt. So back to the weather and the seasonality on this. It's addressed in the film right here, but of course one of our sponsors is Revit, and that came in handy because there's some pretty big swings in weather on this route.
Yeah, we were all in Revit gear, and I mean, talk about high quality gear. We were in 100+ degree weather, and we were in 50 degrees and wet, so wind chill.
Yeah.
And I was comfortable the whole time. You know, open vents, closed vents. It's that simple. Everything I had on was great, and I know that everybody else was not complaining. It was high quality gear that'll get you through any situation.
Totally. Will you know, keep you cool in those slow moving sections, and we'll keep you warm in those fast moving sections on this too, which again, another thanks to one of our sponsors, Harley Davidson, for supporting this route and supporting BDR. You, of course, rode the Pan America.
I did.
And TJ talks about it quite a bit here. You talk about it quite a bit in the film. What was your experience like on the HD Pan America?
You know, it did everything perfectly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I absolutely fell in love with that bike. I had so much fun. It's got the amount of power that you can drift with and play around with, and at the same time it tracks really well through everything. So it's got a long wheelbase, it's got as much power as you can imagine in an adventure bike. And then the ride modes were actually really fun and also really safe. So when I was in the rain, I was in rain mode. Off-road, I was in off-road, like their pro level, their higher level off-road.
Yeah.
So I turn off some of the controls and have a lot of fun. And then when I was on the pavement, I was in sport mode.
Yep.
So just ripping it. You can use all the power in sport mode, and it's more than you can, almost more than you can handle. It's incredible.
I've had the chance to ride, a couple of Pan Americas, and I'm continually blown away. I mean, it's right in the pocket of these top tier ADV bikes, and of course, we're very thankful for Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
Support.
If you're looking at any of the big level bikes, go test ride one. You'll fall in love with it.
Or maybe you could ride it at a training at Austin Moto Adventures, which you could win tonight.
Yep.
Or at the upcoming Austin Moto Ventures Tour of Texas Rally, which is happening in just about 4 weeks. Now, this, of course, Austin Moto Ventures is a sponsor of the route and a longtime supporter of BDR. I had the pleasure of going down to this event last year. I won't be able to make it down there this year, but what an incredible facility. What an awesome rally. You've got all the industry leaders there. And also BDR is going to be there. So some team members, some folks that were in the film are going to be doing a seminar on Friday night. Tickets are available now. If you go to austinmotoventures.com/tour Texas Rally, you can learn all about it, and you can see on this slide here just a little bit of the facility that they offer. These awesome cabins. You've got this great red dirt. And in October, if I do say so myself, I think it's the best time to be in Texas.
Yeah, spring and fall is the time to go. Yep, and AMA, I call it AMA, but I don't want to be confused with American Motorcyclists Association, but Austin Moto Adventures. I had my own private cabin. The facilities are great. There's the big campfire pit in the middle there, and it's just a fun place to hang out.
It is. It's great.
Yeah.
So again, that's the Austin Moto Ventures Tour Texas Rally, presented in part by Tour Tech. So make sure you get down there and check this out, because now there are 2 Texas BDR routes available for you to ride before, after, or maybe even a little bit during the rally there. So coming up here, we are going to draw those winners, and we're also going to talk about future routes. I just want to remind folks of a couple other initiatives that we do have coming up. One of them is coming up actually at the Barber Vintage Motorsports Museum on Saturday, November 1st. We are doing a fundraiser luncheon there for the first time ever. I'll confess, I've never been to the Barber Motorsports Museum.
I have
you?
Not either.
Okay,
Everybody says you have to go. This is your chance.
Yep. So you can buy tickets for that now on our website. And not only does it include museum access, a really great lunch, Jocelyn Snow is going to be doing a short ADV clinic that you'll have access to with every one of your tickets purchased. And then we're going to provide you with GPS tracks, day rides. So if you want to spend the whole weekend down there, you can do that too, which is, again, pretty awesome.
It's a great price, and you get a lot for it. I wish I could go. I just can't make it this time.
Yep. And then while we are getting ready here, so this is going to be the final call for our fundraiser. So donate $100 or more, and you get all of that you see on screen. We're going to draw our winners, and I think we should also let folks know a little bit about where their donations go when they go to BDR and what routes we have in the pipeline. What do you think?
Yeah. Do you want to go over the next 4 that we're going to announce?
Yeah, so
first?
Why don't I pull up, and other than Montana, we don't have confirmed dates for these yet. They're all in varying degrees of production, post-production right now. But on the radar is the Lost Coast, California BDR-X.
Yep.
And I know in particular, Jocelyn Snow took the lead on this, but you had the chance recently to ride it.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I've been working on this one for a long time. Jocelyn scouted it. I can't even tell you how many times. And it turned out so good. It's one of my favorite BDR-X's.
And obviously, it's going to be stunning down there.
It is.
Yep.
It's surprising. The ride, in fact, I talked to everybody after the filming expedition, and they were all, I think it exceeded their expectations. There was a lot more variety. There was a lot more dirt. There's views everywhere you go. You wouldn't expect that. I don't know why. You're on the coast, and then the foothills, and everywhere you go, you have these outstanding views. It's incredible.
Yeah, I just, I've started to see some photos from that area, and that's as a guy who has a heavy hand in our social media here at BDR, it's been tough to sit on this while I've seen some comments for the NorCal BDR go, why didn't you go out there? Why don't you go? And just go like, man, I know we got a route coming. We got a route coming. Just stick with us here, right? So
yeah, it's coming soon.
Very excited to see that. Also, not a BDR-X, but next year's full featured route, the Montana BDR.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be pretty incredible, right?
Epic.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
It's so fun. It's you got stuff above tree line, and then you've got a lot of good woods riding, a good variety.
Yep.
Several advanced sections, one of which is quite challenging. I mean, it's up there as one of the more challenging ones we have. Remember the name? I can't give it away yet.
Don't give it away yet.
I almost gave it away.
I know.
But it's such a great route. Everybody's going to love this one.
Yeah, it's going to be obviously an incredible route, and this is the last piece of the Western puzzle, so to speak.
Yeah,
so
it's
something
that puzzle piece missing.
That's right.
there.
That folks were kind of waiting for,
Yep.
and it's going to live up to that. So that is one where we have more or less a confirmed release date. We expect to see that probably in February of 2026.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
We have two more that are in the development pipeline, short-term development pipeline, but I do want to take a moment also just to mention that your route planning and development never ends. And as far as the broader pipeline is concerned, there's about 40 routes on that spreadsheet right now?
Yeah, there's more than that. We have 37 routes where I actually have a route we're working on.
That's incredible.
So, and because of that, I have all the estimated mileages and roughly where they're going to go. I mean, these are all substantial routes all over the country and Canada.
And that is obviously, folks, where most of your resources go when you donate to the BDR, is to help develop these routes and to make sure that they are connecting the small towns along these routes, and we're providing that sustainable economic relief and development to those areas that will help keep these public lands open to riders like you and I for many, many years to come. So I don't want you to go into that pipeline too much, because another thing that is coming up in the near term is going to be the Adirondacks BDR-X, which I'm expecting some pretty incredible fall colors here. But, we'll see when that film comes out.
Yeah,
right?
we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously a region that is noted for outdoor recreation. And with the success of the Northeast BDR, I think this is something that a lot of folks are going to enjoy too.
It's close to a lot of populations, but for wherever you are, this is an area you got to travel to. I mean, if you haven't seen the Adirondacks, it's the largest state park in the Union. It's known for hiking. It's known for skiing and winter sports. It's it's
and of course,
it's incredible.
And of course, the Olympics back in 1980, I think, the Winter Olympics.
They've actually had them there twice.
Twice, really?
Yeah, twice in Lake Placid.
Okay.
Last time I think was 1980.
Okay.
So yeah, and we go right through there
in that area, which is very cool. So again, the Adirondacks BDR-X, and then the Ozarks, Arkansas BDR-X. We're going to be headed south here, and that route I can speak to because I have ridden it. It's one of the few in the pipeline here that I've had the privilege of riding. So much fun. I've always heard great things about the outdoor recreation in Arkansas, but I got to tell you, just absolutely beautiful. Michael Bilecki, who directed the Texas Hill Country BDR-X, is going to be directing this film and was also the route architect. He lives down there.
Yeah.
It's a pretty special place.
He's a route master.
Yeah.
I mean, he did Black Hills. He did this one. He's working on a ton for us right now. He's really good at routes. And this one, interestingly, I think we can say this, it's got 10 alt-harders built into it. The most, I think, of any route.
And that includes main route. This is a BDR-X, right? Shorter routes that loop, but Michael's not afraid to get his hands and his motorcycle dirty.
Yeah, so this is you might tip over on this one.
You might tip over on that one. Yes. Yeah. I wouldn't know anything about that.
Really?
Yeah. We'll leave it at that there.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we're getting just about ready to wrap things up for the evening, and we want to thank everybody who donated. Obviously, none of this is possible without you. Even in our best years, BDR is run 85 to 90% on individual donations. So every dollar that you donate goes to a good place. Every dollar that you donate is appreciated, and there's no way that we could even begin to think about this new route cadence of one main route and 3 BDR-Xs per year if we didn't have folks like you supporting us. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts on behalf of the entire BDR team.
Yep.
With that said, let's draw some winners. Robert is going to come up here.
All right.
And first up, let's do the Cardo first here. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So again, this is for folks who donated $100 or more. The Cardo Pack Talk Edge winner is, go ahead, Bryce.
Douglas Hare.
Douglas Hare, thank you for your donation. Congratulations on winning the Cardo Pack Talk Edge, and a big thanks to Cardo for not only supporting the route, but donating to the giveaway here. Douglas Hare, we will reach out to you shortly. So congratulations again. We'll get in touch with you and let you know how to claim your Cardo Pack Talk Edge.
You're going to love that.
It is. It's pretty awesome there. Next up, and thanks to another sponsor here, Revit, the winner of the Revit Off-Track 2 H2O jacket. You want to go ahead with that one?
Yeah, it's John. I hope I'm saying this right. Luce. It's Luce.
I would say John Luce. John, congratulations, and thank you again for donating $100 or more to tonight's campaign. We will again reach out to you, and you'll have the chance to claim this awesome Revit jacket. And again, all season stuff by Revit.
Yeah.
You know, you can't say enough good things about riding BDRs and Revit jackets. So thank you to Revit, and thank you to John for donating.
Yes.
Now, the final prize from Austin Moto Ventures, who was featured prominently in this film and who's been a BDR supporter for many years. The winner of the Austin Moto Ventures training. Go ahead, Bryce.
Because I have to pronounce it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Robert Juice. It's Guice.
That's it. So Robert Juice or Robert Geiss, I think those are our two best guesses here.
It's Juice with a G.
Yeah. Congratulations. You have won the training at Austin Moto Ventures, and that's a $2,000 value. So thank you so much for donating.
They'll love it there. It's so much fun. The people who run that facility are fantastic, and the riding is great. On site, and obviously you have the X now to ride.
It is really,
too.
It's really incredible. So go down there, enjoy yourself, Robert. And again, if your name was called here, we will be reaching out to you to help collect prizes. And Austin Moto Adventures, we want to thank you again for supporting BDR, supporting the Texas Hill Country BDR-X, and donating this incredible training, along with everything else that you do for the adventure riding community. So,
absolutely.
Even if you didn't win this training tonight, you should definitely check out Austin Moto Adventures, and you should make sure you get down to the Tour Texas Rally in October. So thank you again, and congratulations.
Yep.
With that said, folks, that's the Texas Hill Country BDR-X. We want to thank you for donating. We want to thank you for tuning in. We really hope that you enjoyed it. And Bryce, I want to thank you too, man. This is the first chance that you and I have had to do one of these broadcasts, so this was pretty fun.
Yeah, thank you. It's nice to be a part of this. I got to say one more thing. I got to say thanks to our local people, because without that, we can't make routes all over the country. It's not possible. Thank you to Mark Plank and Rich Gibbon, who I think his name translates to a wealthy monkey. I don't know if I've got that right. Maybe the spelling's off. But anyway, Rich, I can't thank you enough, sir, for being a part of this project. And your dad jokes got us through on the filming expedition. And who writes a guidebook for adventure motorcycling in their area, right? I mean, thank you for taking that initiative and organizing all the events you do down there, and just being a part of this. I'm so happy to have met Rich. It was great.
Yeah, absolutely, Rich. It's a pleasure to have you as part of the BDR family, as it is for all of our viewers here. So with that said, I'm Derek Roberts. This is Bryce Stevens. We just want to remind you to ride right, ride respectfully when you ride BDR. We'll see you next time.
Have a good night.